It was inevitable that within minutes of the drone attacks on the Kremlin, Western spokesmen would characterize them as false flag attacks. Secretary of State Antony Blinken declared, quote, "I would take anything out of the Kremlin with a very large shaker of salt." White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre chimed in, "The Russians have, quote, a history of doing false flag. It is not unusual, it is incredibly common." She gave no examples of this supposedly common practice, and no reporter asked her for any. Nor did any reporter ask her why, if the Russians had attacked the Kremlin themselves, the Ukrainian Postal Service was already issuing stamps celebrating the attack. There is a pattern here. Last fall, following the bomb explosion on the Crimea Bridge, Mikhailo Podolyak, top advisor to Ukrainian President Zelensky, accused the Russians of staging the bombing. Then there was the disruption of the Nord Stream gas pipelines. Up went the cry, "The Russians blew up their own pipelines!" When no evidence of Russian guilt turned up, Western media settled for the storyline, "We will never know what really happened." Recall also the assassination of Daria Dugina. Conservative media outlets such as the Telegraph of London and National Review magazine shrieked, "False flag operation!" Ditto the assassination of war blogger Vladlen Tatarsky. Without pausing for breath, CNN, Yahoo News, and Politico all suggested it was, yes, a false flag assassination. No evidence, of course, but who needs any? The reluctance to acknowledge that Ukraine could have been behind the Kremlin drone attack is very strange. During the past year, Ukraine has carried out repeated attacks on Russian territory, most of which are celebrated in Western media. Last July, Ukrainians attacked Saki Air Base in Crimea. In October, they launched a drone attack on the Black Sea Fleet. In December, a drone hit an oil facility in Kursk. The same month, Ukraine launched drone attacks on Russian military airfields in the Saratov and Ryazan region. In March, Ukraine used drones to attack infrastructure deep inside Russia, and a mere 2 days after the Kremlin strike, Ukrainians carried out a drone attack on an oil refinery in Krasnodar region. According to the recent Pentagon leaks, in February, Ukraine attacked a military airfield outside Minsk and a gas compressor station in a Moscow suburb. Moreover, it seems Zelensky in February was suggesting using drones to, quote, strike Russian deployment locations in Rostov in southern Russia. Doubtless, Western media would have dubbed them Russian false flag strikes.